Picture this for a second. You just bought your absolute dream property in Dubuque, Iowa. Or maybe you locked down what looks like the perfect commercial investment. You're thrilled, right? Until you discover a hidden $50,000 federal tax lien, an invisible easement, or a zoning restriction that literally prevents you from building anything. Yeshks! Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unlock the hidden intelligence of Dubuque County's public record system. Whether you're a total beginner, a cautious homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or even a genealogist hunting down family history, knowing how to navigate these local databases is an absolute superpower. Seriously, property records are the bedrock of real estate. I mean, they tell you who really owns a parcel, what debts are attached to it, exactly where its legal boundaries end, and how much the government actually thinks it's worth. But here's the catch. Accessing this information isn't as simple as just typing a name into a Google search bar. You really have to know exactly where to look to avoid buying a hidden nightmare. So here is our game plan for today. We're going to cover why property records matter, the assessor divide, deeds, liens, and land records, GIS maps and zoning, property taxes, and finally, we'll wrap up with some essential pro tips. Okay, let's jump right into section 1, why property records matter, uncovering the truth. We really need to start by understanding that public records are not just, boring bureaucratic paperwork. They are literally the fundamental DNA of every single property transaction in the county. Every single time a piece of land is bought, sold, borrowed against, or subdivided, a paper trail is created. And accessing that trail, that's what allows developers to check zoning before drafting plans. It lets buyers confirm square footage and helps landlords analyze tax burdens. Moving on to section 2, the assessor divide, city versus county. Now, what's really fascinating and honestly a little tricky about Dubuque is how it splits the job of property assessment right down the middle based on location. So, when you start your research, you first need to figure out whose jurisdiction you're in. If you're inside the municipal city limits, you're dealing with the Dubuque City Assessor. And here is a crucial detail to remember. The city revalues properties every 2 years, specifically on even-numbered years. But if you're looking at rural acreage, farmland, or an unincorporated spot outside city limits, the Dubuque County Assessor handles that valuation, and they operate on odd-numbered years, which means 2 neighboring parcels, separated just by a simple city limit line, might actually see their tax valuations jump in entirely different years. Now, regardless of which side of that line you're on, both offices use 3 very strict methodologies to calculate property values as of January 1st of the assessment year. First is the market approach, which compares recent sales of similar homes. Then there's the cost approach, basically estimating what it would literally cost to rebuild the structure from scratch, minus depreciation. And finally, the income approach, which is mostly used for commercial spaces like retail to figure out their revenue potential. And why does this matter? Because these values directly dictate the property taxes you're going to owe. All right, section 3, deeds, liens, and land records, the legal library. Let's dig into the legal side of things. To find out who actually owns a property and, more importantly, what debts are tied to it, we've got to visit the recorder's office. Think of this office as the ultimate legal library for every deed, mortgage, and contract, stretching all the way back to the county's early settlement in 1834. It's a goldmine. Luckily, you don't have to dust off old books. There are 3 primary online gateways you'll use in Dubuque County, each with slightly different records and costs. You've got the Beacon or QPublic system for a great physical snapshot. Then there's COT Systems eSearch for deep legal title searches. And finally, the Iowa Land Records Portal for centralized statewide professional research. If you're a total beginner, the absolute easiest way to start is by pulling up that Beacon portal. You can search by the owner's name, the physical address, or the specific parcel ID. Almost instantly, you get this really comprehensive profile of the property. We're talking recent sales, tax histories, structural sketches showing square footage, and even aerial photos. It really is the ultimate scouting tool. But, and this is a big but, Beacon won't show you everything. It's just a snapshot. To be completely safe, you absolutely must cross-reference your findings with the COT Systems eSearch database. This is where you hunt for encumbrances. Basically, those are legal claims or financial liabilities attached to the property. Think unreleased mortgages, federal tax liens, or even covenants that dictate what color you're legally allowed to paint your house. Searching this index is completely free, though if you want to print documents, it'll cost you 65 cents a page plus credit card fees. Section 4, GIS maps and zoning rules, the spatial story. Next up, we need to map the physical reality of the land using Geographic Information Systems, or GIS. This is where property research transforms from a flat, boring spreadsheet into a dynamic visual map. Now, just like the assessors, the GIS system is split up. The city of Dubuque tracks an incredible 1,200 layers of urban infrastructure. You can literally map out water mains, fire hydrants, and precise zoning districts. Meanwhile, the county uses an ESRI builder platform to map broader regional things, like fire and ambulance districts or voting precincts. But listen up, here is a massive warning for any buyers or developers out there. These digital maps are just an index. They absolutely do not replace a certified boundary survey, so please don't use them to decide where to put up a fence or lay a foundation. The crucial point here is to always check your zoning restrictions on these maps and then confirm them with the zoning board. Making an assumption here could be disastrous. In fact, in Dubuque County, permit fees literally double if you begin grading or construction without first obtaining the proper zoning certificate. Always verify your land use restrictions. All right, Section 5, property taxes and tax sales, the financial bottom line. Let's follow the money. We've assessed the value, checked the deeds, mapped the zoning. Now it's time to visit the treasurer's office. They are basically the cashier for the entire county. When you look at a property's tax records, you might actually wonder where all that money is going. Well, for rural properties in Dubuque County, over half of it, about 52.86%, goes directly to funding the Dubuque Community School District, with nearly 38% going to county rural services. But what happens if a homeowner just stops paying their taxes? Well, the treasurer is required to recover those funds through an annual public tax sale, which is held online on the third Monday of June. Investors can actually bid on these delinquent taxes. However, if a property goes 2 consecutive years without attracting any private bids, Dubuque County itself steps in and purchases it directly just to protect the local tax base. Which brings us to Section 6. Pro tips and disclaimer, the investigator's toolkit. Before you rush off to start your own search, let's cover some advanced techniques used by experienced investors, attorneys, and title searchers to make sure they never fall into a costly trap. The single biggest mistake beginners make, trusting just one system. You absolutely have to cross-reference physical parcel maps on Beacon with the legal deed filings in the COTS eSearch system to get the real full story. Also, remember to account for those odd and even year valuation splits we talked about, especially if you're looking at properties right on the edge of town. If you plan on doing this frequently, go ahead and register for a free account at Iowa Land Records for statewide searching. Oh, and keep an eye out for those pesky convenience fees when you download official deeds. Actually, fun fact for the history buffs out there, property records often intersect with family history. If you happen to be a genealogist researching land alongside your ancestors, the recorder's office is also your go-to stop for birth, death, and marriage certificates. A state-certified vital record will run you exactly $15. And look, I have to include a vital disclaimer here. Online databases, interactive GIS maps, public indexes, they are incredibly powerful tools, but they are just guides. They are not legal guarantees. Information can be delayed, typos happen all the time. So always verify your legal, zoning, title, and financial findings directly with official county offices, a qualified attorney, a surveyor, or a title company before you sign any paperwork or make a major financial commitment. Understanding how to navigate the assessor, recorder, and treasurer databases completely transforms you from a vulnerable buyer into an empowered investigator. Armed with all this knowledge, you can spot the red flags before they cost you thousands of dollars. So, as you fire up these tools for your own research, what hidden history or hidden liability is waiting in the records of your next property? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy hunting.